Hi, Jamie, and anyone who hasn't scrolled. Welcome to another episode. My name is Tracy Horson, and I've recently started this YouTube channel. Also, I don't know when I'm going to stop saying that because it hasn't been recently. And also, I must say, thank you so much to everyone who has been watching the episodes. And I hope that besides my friends that watch it, if you are watching and these things do resonate with you and it's something that adds value, then please let me know somehow. I don't know how. I don't know, there's a DM on YouTube. If you do follow me on TikTok, then definitely DM me. It'll be so nice to hear like how these things, like some stuff you can relate to, and then also if there's anything that you want to like chat about, like things that you want to maybe hear about. I don't know. I'm just putting it out there. But thank you so much for joining me. Also, I haven't been posting because I bought mics and all the other episodes. Guys, I'm also just like starting, but the best way to start something is just to start. So I have great friends. So my one friend, I can't say who she is because she might get shy. She was like, girl, your sound is whack. And when I do watch it back, when I watch on TV, it sounds so soft. So I had to like find a good mic. So my husband, obviously my biggest fan, was helping me. So we found something really decent and we're going to use it and we're going to see how this goes. So that means I have content that's like going to be backdated, but I have to get it out there. Also, I know I'm sitting here looking like a polar bear. It's really cold and I cannot record without like something warm. So the kids are like settled in. If you do your background noise because they're busy watching, someone takes the opportunity quickly and record. Okay. Okay, so I was going to record this and post it on Mother's Day, but because I couldn't, I'm doing it now. And because it's May, I'm hoping to still get it out there during May. So the topic that I chose to talk about today was Happy Mother's Day, Mom. I totally get it. And Mother's Day is always an emotional time for me, and I'm sure for other moms, because there's so much mixed signals between you feeling so grateful that you have humans and being overwhelmed and being like, is this the only day off I get, or whatever the case may be. But I thought that in this episode, I want to chat about how I kind of related to my mom once I became a mom, and then certain things that I totally get why she did it, and how I have then kind of taken that and either adopted what she did or kind of just tried to like learn from that. Okay, so let's get into it. Now that we're out there and the sound is sounding. Mic check, mic check. Okay, being a mom and becoming a mom, I like had no idea how much being a mom would mean to me, and being a family person and being a wife. Like I love being a homemaker, I love being a mom. And so many times as a parent, you're like, oh, I'm gonna have kids and I'm gonna change their lives. But then as you become a mom and you become more involved, you realize that they actually change you, right? They like make you want to be better, they make you want to show up in so many different ways. And I absolutely love that part. And then obviously as you're a mom, you kind of get like you reflect right on your childhood, and there's so many things when I sit back I'm like, oh, I get now why my mom is that way, or okay, I was mad at my mom, but here I am and I totally understand. So one of the things that I always never fully understood, but now as a mom I totally get it. And I just want to check if this thing is recording. Oh, one of the things I totally get now is taking the chicken out the freezer. I know everyone can relate to that. Like my mom, so we had a house phone, obviously, and then my mom would call us like after lunch, and then while we were home, and she's like, "Take the chicken out or whatever," and we would not always do it. And now that I'm a mom, I totally appreciate the need to defrost that chicken or the meat, because the worst thing to do is come home and then you have to put something in the microwave and defrost it. So I get when my mom came home and it wasn't done, she's like, brah, you had one job, right? And she was obviously like short tempered because she's like, oh, you literally have to come from your one shift into your next. It's crazy. As a mom, you literally, there's no off button. You come from working and then you come into your second shift, and you're chopping onions and you're doing the most. It's not like you can really switch off. And if you do work from home, that's great, like I do as well. But there's still, it's no switch off. You think you're going to be able to manage more, but it's actually more exhausting because now you have Paw Patrol in the background and you have your work. So I definitely get why defrosting the chicken was such a big deal. And then feeling unappreciated. So growing up as a millennial, you did everything for yourself. Like your mom would maybe remind you, but there's only so many reminders she'll give you before you know it's about to get like go down. With that, I kind of get it. Like there's certain things that my little humans just think that it's normal, like taking out their school clothes, or helping them pack their bags or unpacking their lunchbox. Like these are things that I don't even recall my mom ever doing for me, not because of any other reason than I had to do it. It was something that was my responsibility. And then you kind of, feel unappreciated if they would just be like, oh, have you seen my shoes? Or I don't know where I put my shoes. I'm like, bro, I don't want your shoes. What do you mean? Like, go and look for them. And then, you ask them for something like, can you please do this for me? And they drag their feet. And then you go into this whole monologue thing. Is that how you say it? And my mom loved those things. That's when you're sitting there and you're like, oh, I ask you for one thing. This is my mom's thing. Every time I ask you for something, then I do it. I must jump. You ask me for something and then I'm there. But if I ask you one thing, then it's a story. Then you can't even do it for me. But I must do everything for the same. And then it goes on and she's in the passage, and then she's in the kitchen, and you should have just found your own shoes. And I find myself sometimes doing that where I ask my human something and then I'm like, you know what? Whenever you ask mom for something, and I'm like, oh my word, I am like, it's a one man show here. And I now get it. I get when you're doing things constantly. And I mean, for sure, like, do things for our kids. We have to. It's our responsibility. But there is certain things that you just like, like when I ask you for something, just do it, bro. Like, it's not that deep. Like, I'm doing the most here. So unappreciated. I totally get why mom did those like one man show stuff. And she's often. And now I get it. I'm like, oh, it's me now. That's me. And mind you, I only don't only do it with my kids. I also do it with my mans, where I'll be doing something, and especially with him, not so much the kids because they're still little, so I can't call them to take the chicken out. But I'll be at work. I'm like, oh, you know what, babe, I forgot to take out the chicken. Do you mind taking it out? Like early in the morning, I'm gonna come home and cook. I will walk in that house, and I can feel that it wasn't done. And then he's like, oh my god, I totally forgot. We can defrost it. And it's not the same. And I'm like, then monologue. Then I'm there. I'm like, you know what? All I want to do is cook for my family, but they can't even take out the chicken for me and stuff. But it's not often, but we have a laugh about it because now I know what it is. And then growing up, my mom wasn't someone who was very conversational. Like, I wouldn't necessarily go to her and ask her stuff like inquisitive stuff, like if I have a crush on a boy, because that was like a no go. And now that I'm a mom, I kind of get the fear. Like, my mom was super strict. She was like so strict. And obviously, I was mad half the time. I'm like, why can't you just let me do something, like go to the mall or whatever? But I get now the fear I get the fear that she either avoided conversations or she didn't even allow conversation to take place, and also not going places. I totally get it. And because you have this fear. So you also like, if I don't talk about it, it's not real. And if the kids don't go there, then, again, they can't be harmed or whatever. So, okay, things are obviously different because I think back, my mom or our parents never had social media like we do. On IG, there's not a day that goes past that I won't, and obviously it's my feed, I won't see something that says cortisol levels are high or you overstimulated, or as a mom, do you feel? And these things we get to either share with another mom online that's sharing stuff like, I'm overstimulated, I feel guilty, I do this, and you can like relate, and then there's like steps on how to do better. Or you feel some type of way, and then a mom will explain, it's because you don't rest or whatever. Our parents didn't have it. They went to work, they came home, they had their parents. And with that, I think with my mom growing up also, it wasn't like she could just call her mom and vent, because you're a big girl now, you're literally married, you're a big girl, you do married things now, so you have to just chill. And so now, maybe thinking back, it wasn't that my mom she didn't care, or she was just like saying no to everything. Maybe she was just not emotionally available to those things because she didn't know how to deal with it. But she also came from a place of fear and also wanted to protect us. Obviously now it's a bit different with my kids. Try to have those conversations, and obviously because we must all into counseling now and stuff like that. Now, when I say all of us, I mean me, and other millennials that can relate